Dear viewers, welcome to Megacity Media News. Please subscribe and hit the bell for the latest updates. Also visit megacitymedia.com for more news and information. Two police officers who were pointed out in an identification parade in connection with last week's robbery in Halshire, St. Catherine, Jamaica, are scheduled to appear in the St. Catherine Parish Court on March 5, 2019. Megacity Media was told yesterday that the officers, Ralston Parchment and Renique Pearson, have so far been charged with illegal possession of firearm and assault at common law. Charges of robbery with aggravation are also expected to be laid against them. The two are expected to be brought before the court on March 5. The victims reported last week that they were robbed twice last week of $17 million worth of jewelry, $5,500 in cash, and other items. The two are senior citizens who returned to Jamaica 3 years ago after living in the United States for more than 40 years. They had been visiting relatives in Florida, United States, when a neighbor who went to water their plants noticed things amiss and informed them of the break-in at their house last week Monday. The neighbor also reported the matter to the police. The couple, who requested anonymity, had planned to travel from Florida to New York, but cancelled the trip and returned to Jamaica last week Tuesday. They again reported the matter at the Halshire police station last week Wednesday, but things only got worse. Source told Megacity Media last week Thursday that when the elderly woman was summoned to her door by men dressed in police uniform on Wednesday night, she thought they had come to take additional statements. However, the couple was robbed instead. According to the woman, $17 million worth of jewelry, receipts for some of the jewelry, $5,500, bank statements, among other things were stolen between Sunday and last week Wednesday night. She said that the jewelry stolen the Sunday night was valued at $7 million. They emptied a drawer, everything watches, rings, jewelry sets. Then they came back for the other bag that I had secured, she said last week. About little after 8 o'clock I heard my name called 3 times, and I called my husband and said there is someone calling. My husband opened the door, and there were 3 men, 2 very tall, dressed like police officers in full blue. I got up and went to the door because they didn't identify themselves. They didn't say where they are from, and I had already spoken to a detective about the break-in. They ignored me, but I insisted on asking where they're from, and they said Portsmouth, the woman related. I said this is Halshire, and Halshire cops came, crime unit came Monday, and I spoke to the detective. In fact, he left here at 5 o'clock, so I don't understand. At that point, I got uncomfortable and I backed in. As soon as I backed in, the 3 men rushed my husband. He was right before me and they pushed him up to me, then pushed us into the bedroom. She said the men ordered them to lie face down and not to make eye contact. I heard footsteps running in. They had big guns and they put a cushion over my husband's head and put the gun at the back of his head. I started praying aloud. They told me, shut up, she related last week, insisting that she felt she was being targeted. The woman said she was terrified. According to the woman, the $17 million worth of jewelry, receipts for some of the jewelry, $5,500, bank statements, among other things, were stolen between Sunday and Wednesday night. She said, $7 million worth of jewelry was taken Sunday night. They emptied a drawer and took everything, watches, rings, jewelry sets. Then they came back, Wednesday, for the other bag that I had secured with another $10 million worth of jewelry, she said. The $5,500, said the elderly woman, would have been taken a Wednesday night when men dressed like police assaulted her and her husband and searched the house. They have cleaned me out. Only God knows what's next. They even took toiletries, my wigs, makeup, and alcohol, she said. Source told Megacity Media on Monday that one of the policemen, who is alleged to have participated in the robbery, submitted his resignation letter last week Saturday and has since left the island. President of the Jamaica Association for the Resettlement of Returning Residents, Percival LaTouche, is urging Jamaicans overseas not to return home.
They are decent police in the force. But we've got road cops while all these things are happening, because people just take it as a joke. But thank God that their life has been spared, and one of my instruction to them is to leave where they are, find somewhere else to go. I'm not saying leave in Jamaica, but I would not consider where they are as a safe place anymore, because others will target them.
According to LaTouche, who spent over 30 years in the United Kingdom from 1958 until the early 1990s, when he resettled in the land of his birth, it is also reported that about 85 Britons, Americans and Canadians were killed in Jamaica since 2012. It makes no sense you spend 20, 30, or 40 years overseas working hard only to return home for people to kill you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for the latest updates. Also visit megacitymedia.com for more news and information. Thank you for watching. Brian Thompson, Mega City Media News.